Thank you, David, and thank you everyone for coming. We are SilverX, a relatively new company. We listed last year in the month of July. You are going to see today how we are building a silver company. This is important, okay? It's a Sunday, but tomorrow is Monday. I'm sure that many of you will buy our stock. You will listen why. But we are in Peru, as David said. We're in central Peru, in Huancavelica. And we're a company that is growing on a historic mining district. We are taking a big chunk of land, coming with a new exploration view, but more importantly, building mines quickly. We are mine builders, and we are building a company. And we intend to repeat that over and over. So we're going to be the next fast growth Latin American developer. And talking about the team, our team is obviously based in Lima. We're all hands-on. We are the founders. We've been the entrepreneurs of the team. But also, we have a pretty solid board here in Canada. We are called SilverX, referring to the X factor or the multiplier factor. I'm sure you've heard of companies like LithiumX or GoldX, but really people like Paul Matisek, Mike Hoffman, Darrell Cardi are behind us. Also here in the room, we have Luis Zapata, our chair, and we have Wendy Chan, who is running our strategy. Please make sure you talk to them after the talk, okay? And as I said, we listed in July 2021. We did our financing at 60 cents. The market, well, we know everything about the market is bad, but we are now around 25 cents. We're basically a $35 million market cap. This is a dollar stock, okay? And we're gonna see it going back there within the next few months. We have pretty good institutional backend. We have Baker Steel Resources Trust, who just converted a $4 million convertible debenture. We have US Global. We have Earth Resource Investment out of Switzerland. We have Sprout. And we actually have a strong shareholding with the managers. I mean, the CEO of the company, myself, I own more than 10% of the company, okay? If you want to look at coverage, I would invite you to see Red Cloud, Securities, or Echelon Partners. And more importantly, you want to read what Brian Lundin is written about us. And when you draw some comparables, we're a small silver company in production. And I said small in a positive way. You know, this is going to go a lot bigger. When you look at the comparables base of ounces of silver in the ground, it's just a no-brainer. We are worth not even half an ounce, half a dollar per ounce of silver in the ground. But also the fact that we are in production and that we are going to be reporting a positive cash flow makes us quite unique in the silver space. We own a large land package in Huancavelica. This is central Peru. We basically have all the infrastructure. We have a processing facility sitting at the core of that map, and we have two projects. One is called Tangana. It's actually in production, in construction or permanent growth and drilling. We're going to talk about that in a minute. So that project is live at the moment. And then once it gets full capacity this year, we activate the second project called Plata or Esperanza. Plata means silver in Spanish. So basically, we're bringing two projects in the same district, aiming to be out of the gate a 2 million ounces equivalent silver producer. And in a couple of years, we're going to double that up, okay? But just some facts. And this is important to understand for our investors that our assets are 100% owned. It's 22,000 hectares of land package. It's more than 200 veins, more than 500 kilometers outcrops. And everything we're doing today is just validating our hypothesis of having a large and profitable vein system containing silver, gold, lead, and zinc. But we promised three things when we went public a few months ago. And it was, we're going to update our resource. It's coming up this week, so keep an eye. This is a resource estimate going out in the next 2 or 3 days. We also promised that we're going to expand our capacity, so we got permitted and executed the expansion of the processing facility, 20% up from 600 tons a day to 720. And we said that we're ramping up production to reach full commercial capacity. So that's happening today. Hopefully it's going to be announced next quarter. And this is the resource we started up with. It was a large inferred resource. It's nice, lots of veins, very good grades. This is old. The new resource is coming up. So we're basically doing our primary activity, which is converting this resource into measured and indicated and eventually reserves, okay? So again, keep an eye on our resource coming up. And this is the flagship. This is the Tangana project. As you can see on the picture, it's a very hilly area. This is 4,500 meters altitude in central Peru. This vein system spans for more than 10 kilometers. We're producing at the core of it, and it's actually very good grade. As I said, we expanded the plant capacity. We've built the mine with very little cash. You'd be surprised to see how we built a company with the amount of cash we had. And you can see that the vein system is expanding. So when we expand to Tangana West, it's higher grades. We're going to do that in a very productive way. And basically, we're building a much larger mine that is ever been seen in the district. And this is an example of about the geology, about the grades. Some of these veins were partially produced in the past, but always at a very small scale, back in the 60s or 70s. We just got into that system, it's built a mine, we are mining very good grades, the asset is open. Most of these veins are actually 3-4 kilometers on a strike. There are several hundred meters of vertical extent. We keep drilling. We've put already almost 10,000 meters of drilling since we went public. Basically half of the program that we promised, hence the resource update we are releasing this week. But it's basically good grades. This is a profitable vein system. And this is a 3D image of what I just said. You can see a bunch of veins all together. They run on kilometers. It's a very interesting system, and to the right-hand side, you see all the infrastructure that we've built. That's built, okay? So the mine is reaching full production, okay? It's a mechanized mine. We are using cut and fill. We are using also sub-level stoping. And this is actually our bread and butter. So everything we said a few months ago is now a reality. Just one more example about the veins or the geology. This is one of the veins that are intact. This Cauca vein, probably the wider and the highest grade in the district. We just got there a few days ago. We are drilling already. This is the most exciting thing. We're putting a mine together. It's going to be more than 10 veins altogether, but basically now we are on 3 of them, okay? And again, it's good grades, and it's going to be production ramping up very, very quickly. So that's the reality of our Tangana project, reaching full capacity. And then once we do that, we activate the second part of the district. We call it Plata, again, standing for silver. It's another impressive web of veins. It's very high grade, and we'll repeat that over and over. We are going to drill it out, going to put a resource, and we are going to build a mine quickly, because that's what we like. We are mine builders. And that's our district, and again, emphasizing that we've delivered on the 3 big promises we made when going public. And if you want to look at the outlook or catalyst for 2022, you will see more exploration, resource estimates. You will see production updates every month or every second month. Also, we are passing a new environmental impact study to expand the capacity of the district. We're making sure that we can actually grow things quickly. And on top of that, we have some other projects, because the good news this year is that we found gold in all of our veins. And it's actually both gold in the veins, in these structures that are vertical, but also we found disseminated gold on surface. There is a project called Hasawasi. I listed just the last item. And we are going to be also exploring for gold. So just last month, we had same value from gold that we actually had from silver in our concentrates, okay? As we are producing, I'm saying, we are selling our concentrates to Trafigura at the Lima port. And just last month, we had same value from gold that we did from silver. That was fantastic news. And that's it. We are a company in motion. We're small, but really, really dynamic. You are going to see this growing organically and very likely inorganically as well. As a production company, we intend to be the vehicle of choice for all the projects to build a mid-tier silver producer sooner than later. So I remember reading what Echelon Partners wrote about it a few months ago, saying that they were inspired because they thought it was the new Fortuna silver a few years later. So keep an eye on us, read the analyst coverage, and again, this upcoming week, make sure you read our news releases because there's good news coming up and you are going to see this moving really, really fast. That's all I wanted to say today. That's an example of our gold and silver ore. And thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to talking to all of you over the next day.